Welcome, everybody, to the greatest show where I get to show up the greatest people and have way too much fun doing it. Today, my special, beautiful, wonderful guest is Evie Mobuk. Mobuk?
Yes.
Hi, welcome.
Hi. Oh my God, what a wonderful intro. This little tune with the greatest show.
Yeah, it pumps you up, right?
Yeah.
So today we were going to talk about conscious dating. And I wore my best dating outfit today to date you.
Yeah, I did my best too. Lipstick, earrings, dress, a little bit of cleavage.
Yeah. Oh, good.
And of course, there's my legs, but you can't see them. So yeah. It's part of a great date. Show off whatever you have to show off.
Oh, I like that. That's a pro tip right there. We got a pro tip. Write down the pro tip, people. Okay. So, let's talk about conscious dating. So I think most people probably would like to hope that they're conscious dating, or they maybe have no idea what conscious dating even is, and they're just like struggling to figure out, what do I do? Can you tell me what do you know? What is conscious dating?
Well, I would like to first start off like everywhere we have like decided what like conscious dating is, because like it's not like some woo-woo, airy-fairy staring into each other's deep eyes, connecting through the third eye, spiritual, that kind of a stuff where you're like connected to the intergalaxy and then you basically have no idea what it's like about, but you have like such a deep connection because you're like been sitting and staring at each other's eyes for like hours, blah blah. It's certainly not like that.
It's not.
No. It's actually it's one of the most sobering, pragmatic, super unromantic ways that you can be about dating. It's very empowering. I find it's also quite vulnerable, like vulnerable being with yourself and with the person you're dating, and also like about like the future, which I'm hoping if we can have like some time about that, some time to talk about that as well, because like I know there's only like a limited amount of time, but it's definitely about like, it's super pragmatic. Conscious dating is actually super pragmatic and not making any of it like significant or something right about it or something good or something wrong. It's basically like dealing with what is and being very practical of what it is that you would like to create with dating.
Ooh. So is that a good place to start? Like even asking those questions? What would I like to create with dating?
Yeah, like one of the things that like how many people, okay, so maybe I don't know any of like you are watching or like aware like that like how many of us have like secret agendas going out on a date, and it sounds like so significant, but it's not. Like some people just want to get distracted, some people are bored, some people just want to have sex, some people want to have babies and they want to get married, like all of that is just some of them are like it can be anything. Like so when you're like dating, you have all that stuff that's like hidden, but it's like it's something that we're like attracted by. So when you're like dating and it hasn't been going very well, like your dating life is like it sucks, I would say like really well, first of all, like what you said, like a question like what is right about it, and like what are like my hidden agendas with dating, and even like if you could go like a step further, I would first start like with yourself. And if you get like really practiced with that, then you can sort of like move on to like really be getting more clear of like what it is for that other person. It makes it like so much faster. Like there, the romance part completely gone. Like when you're out on a date and you're super aware of what they actually really want with a date, and it's not really matching with like what you're heading for in life, then it's like, okay, I guess we're done. That's it. It doesn't make any sense. You don't really have like a really good reason. It's just like, yeah, it's not what I want to go for. So lovely meeting you.
Yeah, that's amazing, and that's amazing. And I think when I first started dating, so I was in a very committed, very serious relationship for 11 years, and divorcing from my husband and getting back into dating, I had this assumption that all men had the secret agenda of sex. That was it.
Right.
Yeah. So this was my conclusion about men. And then I would go on dates and I would be like, well, I'm just here for sex. So we have the same agenda. No question whatsoever. And so when,
yeah.
no. So then when revealed to me that they were looking for a life partner, marriage, I was like, oh my, like it was actually quite awakening for me to be like, oh, like people have different agendas and they have different asks, and the stereotypical whatever that we learn in the world isn't necessarily actually true.
Yeah.
So that part of that is like what you talked about, that presence, like being present with someone. And even if and what I've noticed is being present with the energy, not just with the words.
Yeah.
Because they could be like, yeah, just, casual, whatever. But the energy is, wow, they're really looking for whatever it is that they're looking for.
Yeah. I actually got two things that were like coming up with this. Like one of the things that I've noticed, if you want to, so first off, and then I go on the other one. Like when you're like having a conversation, one of the things that many people do is like talk about themselves. But one of the great things, if you want to gather all the information, you just sit there, total space, no agenda, and you just ask questions. And the thing is, it's so funny. Like I'm always surprised. People will tell you anything. They even like tell you like that they're like married. They give you basically all the information that you kind of need to know, but like that most people don't have, because they're like, when you have like, this is the next part that I wanted to go to, when you have like expectations, when you have like judgments or like conclusions, it sort of like blinds you and it makes you deaf. You don't see it anymore. You don't hear it anymore. You're just like totally like, yeah, no, I totally want to get married. This is my main agenda. I want to get married. I want to have kids one day. So you sort of like missing out on all the cool, on the stuff that maybe that person is like totally not interested in that.
Yeah. It just popped, Evie, is even I suddenly like got aware of married couples, right? Or partners, they could be together for whatever. And they go to have like a date, a romantic night or whatever. And all those expectations and projections often diminish what's possible.
Yeah.
For them in that. Yeah. So how much fun could people have just having no expectation? No.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So true. So true. Oh my God. Yeah. That's I like one of the things that I like really started to explore. There's like two questions that I like to play with. Is like, how does it get any better than this?
Yes.
And then what else is possible? And you can have that when you're like dating, or when you like have sex, or all the different ways that you like interact with people. And it's so amazing that if you just let it go and like, well, oh, cool, this is cool. Well, how does it get any better than this? And like opening the question sort of like opens the door. It melts any barriers that you have, or like any decision that you have, like all men are just after this, or all men or all women or bitches, or whatever
Right.
that you have. Like, well, okay, well, I'm doing this. Well, what else is possible? How does it get any better than this? And it's so interesting when you're like dating with somebody who's receptive for that. They take you on a joyride, and all you have to do is ask the question, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, your
Charm.
ask for the date could be like a joyride.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, what if dating could be fun? Because like to come back, I thought it was so cool that you brought that up about like any decisions or judgments that we have is like, for example, if we have the point of view and we have decided that dating sucks, guess what will show up? Sucky dates. And you can have that with anything. Like when in regards to men and men, in regards to women and women, in regards to men and women, and all.
Oh, lost her for a minute. She's gonna come back. Oh, I think she'll hop back on. I'm gonna keep chatting while we wait for Ivy to connect back. I see her.
I'm
Yay!
sorry, I don't know what happened. I had no connection. Sorry.
I think there was so much exciting energy about women with women and men with men, and but please continue.
Well, so if we like, yeah, because the thing is like I've learned this I've learned this through practice is like your whatever your point of view is about anything, this is exactly what will show up. So here again, like having to ask a question, well, okay, so what else is possible that I've never considered before? It's sort of like asking a question sort of dissolves the walls. That's like, we've learned in physics and chemics that water and gas and then like how do you call it in English, like a wall is like,
So,
the molecules are not moving that much, and when there's like gas they're moving freely, and when there's like water they're moving like differently, like more freely but less than the gas. And this is basically what also happens when you have like points of views about anything. Like if you don't have any point of view, it's like gas, like everything is possible, like it's already like happening. But when you have like a point of view, you basically like turn it into a wall, and then nothing can come through that wall, no other possibility can come through that wall. And like, and even like that, whatever you have like a point of view about, like in regard to dating, because this is the topic, is like where did you got that from? Where did you got from? Is it even yours, or did you take it on from family, culture, whatever? Movies. I used to love the fairy tales, like Beauty and the Beast and stuff. I was a hopeless romantic.
oh my God, me too.
Hopeless. Like they could do anything with me. Like I couldn't say. I was just waiting for my prince. How do you call it? Prince Charming on the white horse.
Shining armor.
Yeah,
Mine
he was
didn't
going to
come.
save the day. He's going to do it all for me.
Right. Well, being fiercely independent, of course,
Yeah,
because
totally. 'Cause I was like,
we have to be a powerful woman.
yeah, but probably that was like explaining why I was always like so like frustrated and like angry, because like I was like thinking that I couldn't do it, that I had to wait for my Prince Charming while I was already like doing it. I was like lying to myself.
Yeah. Wow. So you mentioned just briefly about vulnerability. Could you talk a bit about vulnerability, and especially with dating? Because I think that's an area where we're like, no, this is you put on the show, and then later on you're going to get to that place of vulnerability. So could you speak to that?
Well, yeah, like, well, first to start with what we've what we already like discussed a bit, like what if at your date you didn't have to have any walls up, and it's not that you have to like put your heart on your sleeve or your sleeve on your heart. Anyways, like spill it
You got
all.
it. You
Yeah,
got
like, spill it all. What if you could just like be there with your date with no walls, with nothing, just like space, with no agenda. I'm gonna get sex in the end of the night, or future wife, future husband. If you had like no agendas and you're just like sit there and sort of like wonder, okay, so what can I learn from this person? Like, really, what else? One of the things that I like about dating is to be like inspired and to have like someone that like really opens up my world in a different way, shows me things that I don't see, or like, you know, sees the world in a different way that I don't know about. But when you have your walls up, you'll never get there, and the person will never get there as well. So just that, with that vulnerability, is like lowering just your walls. And again, like that joyride, like how much fun could you have with this person? Like, what can you learn? What can you see from that person? Maybe like, what can you contribute to that person? And it's not like, you know, I'm gonna give champagne or I'm gonna pay or whatever. It's just like, it's pure energetic. And I'm always surprised what shows up when you're like that. And I've also have done it the other way around, where I was like, prove it to me that you're the man of my dreams, that you don't even know that I have that, but like, prove it. The guy or the girl doesn't stand a chance, because like he doesn't even know about your agenda, and you're like, prove it with my big wall. I know it sounds a bit like a comment, but isn't it a bit like that?
It is like that, and I love what you said about what just hit me, actually, an awareness I just had that I did, like, really true, just got this right now from you talking, was you actually have to have a level of vulnerability to truly have joy.
Yeah.
And so if you're asking for that joy ride, but you have your walls up, and walls up for me can be that like back, but it could also be pretense. Like, I'm perfect and I have everything together, and look at me.
Oh yeah,
And
that. Yeah.
the pretense. That was a good one I used to use.
It's like,
go ahead.
Go for it.
Well, just you can. So how many of us are actually really aware of, we're either aware of it or we're using all those expectations of what someone would want, and then you're trying to pretend to be that person so that you could get past the first couple dates, then you can finally be vulnerable and they're just going to fall in love with you.
Yeah, but you know what, that doesn't really work like that.
It never works.
And like, if you, because like it always like revenges, then one day there you're gonna like end up turning into a person that you really don't like. You really don't like. And like, also with having that vulnerability, which can sometimes be extremely uncomfortable to have your walls down, but also how much is that of an invitation, an energetic invitation for the other person to be all of themselves as well? And is this like where like the magic happens? Because like, I don't know about you, Cassy, but like, if I can like sometimes with certain people, that's like the cool thing of being like honest and vulnerable with yourself as well. Sometimes you also know that you don't go there because you already know that person will never be vulnerable, and it's going to be boring. You're going to be like, you know, done with the conversation like within an hour. So it's like, I totally lost my thread of thought.
Well, like one thing I got as you were talking is when I think people go, oh, I want to start dating, and they're looking for people. And what if we were asking for people to come? And when we're asking for people to come and like show up, rather than us like out there searching for the one, okay, ask them to come. And then maybe you're asking for people that aren't going to, like, the conversation won't be done in an hour. where someone's going to inspire you, like all those beautiful things that you were sharing.
Which is, again, like, your point of view creates your reality. So if your point of view is like, you know, I'm going to be done in an hour, it's, I love that what you say. Like, you can like really like ask for, this is like one of the questions, like, what are you like really dating for? Like, what would you like to create with dating? And it can be many, many different things, and none of them is right or wrong. but like one of them can be like to access more of you, to access more of them. It can be to have like a different future that you like you're desiring something bigger and greater, but you don't really know how to go there. So why don't you invite people into your world that like can show that, that can share that with you? There's like so many different ways to go with this, and this I for me personally asks for like a lot of like honesty and vulnerability with yourself, because my hidden agendas were not always as pleasant as they are right now, and sometimes still, like every time, sometimes old stuff comes up about like, you know, dating gone bad, and then you're like, oh, what was this? And then when you get like vulnerable, you're like, oh my god, like I chose this because of this, and not for such very good reasons. Yeah, because like maybe you want to like prove that you don't deserve something, and then you pulled in yeah, like
Yeah.
There's so much stuff to talk about with this conscious dating.
What's so beautiful, Ivy or Evie, is that part of what you're saying, so then that stuff comes up, and for me, part of the conscious part of that, like the conscious dating, is that stuff comes up is actually kind of cool, because you go, oh, whoa, I didn't even know it's functioning this way. So it comes to like your conscious awareness, and then you get to look at, is this true for me? What would I really like to create? Is this working? Is this not working? And can you talk about future? Because you just started to like tease us a little bit.
I would love to. And I would like to add a little thing about like that, looking at stuff that you said. I can't remember where I got it from or where I read it, but like there's this thing, like when you look at a molecule, it changes. So what if that is also like conscious dating or conscious anything, is like looking at things, and then it already starts changing. Because like when you're not willing to look at things, when you're like hiding it for you or hiding it for other people, it can never change because you've already hidden it. So yeah,
Wow.
that was like yeah, because
that
like
was a mic drop.
Yeah. That's like the mic that's like on top. The way the show mic is like,
oh yeah, it just dropped.
Is that like possible to have like a jingle or anything that like?
My producer's gonna add that to the show. Producer, write a note.
Because after all, it's like, the greatest show. Oh my god, this is so cool. Okay, so the future.
Yes.
There's many different directions I get we can go with this. But I guess like one of the most obvious things is, okay, let me start with this. So one of the things that I started noticing with a lot of different things is when you don't really know what future you want to have, like maybe you don't even want to look at the future. Maybe you don't think it's possible to have a future. Maybe you're like making ends meet. Maybe like you're surviving. And there's like very different, interesting times right now with COVID. It's like one of the things that I've noticed, if you're not really clear about your future, you kind of are stumbling forward. And you see that in every area of your life. And most likely, it's going to be also with the dating or the not dating, that you might end up having like a bunch of dates that are really not working for you. Or maybe you're like avoiding dating because you're like avoiding a future, or avoiding to like have fun, or avoiding to live. So one of the things that I did for myself personally, and I think I had that huge mic drop moment, but also like hammer slash moment where like I was like, I can't even look 1 month ahead in the future. I was like in that place in my life where I couldn't even think or like look at 5 years ahead in the future. Like, what do I really desire? Like, and then I had to be very vulnerable and honest and raw with myself. Like, I actually don't want to live. That was for me. Wow. That might not be for everybody. but that was like my honest, raw, vulnerable moment. Like I don't even want to live. Like, go figure. Like, and the dating was not much fun before that. I can like, yeah. So even like with relationships and stuff. So when I had that moment, when I was like, okay, so well, what would make it worthwhile living for me to be here? To be here on this planet, what would make it worthwhile? And that was, and this is like, you ask a question not to like have like immediately like an answer, but you just like let it go. You just like deliver it open to the universe or whatever you can call it. And then let it come to you. Because like, again, with like asking a question, you break down the walls so more can come to you. And then I would also suggest with that is like, try choosing something different daily. So, because like with Einstein, you know, choosing the same thing all over again and hoping for a different result, that's true. So choose something different every day and then let you be marveled by it. And what can this apply also with your dating life? Like maybe in 5 years, you see yourself married. Maybe you want to have 5 different guys.
Or a mix, girls and guys.
Girls and guys. Or all girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like, you know, maybe it's fun for you to have, how do you call it when you just like have sex once and then you part ways?
Once for fun? Oh, lovers? No. One night stands.
One night stands. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
The lovers is like long term, and then the one
Yeah,
night
that's
stands
right.
is like short term. But then again, like really being open with like, what would make it worthwhile living for you? Like, what is it? What is it that like tickles your fancy? What does really excite you, not somebody else? Because like maybe like when you look at it, the majority marries and has kids, but is that necessarily true for you? And that will, and you know, how do you call it? The barometer. That will be like your steering guide. That would be like your barometer in the midst of, because like if you sort of stumbling forward, it's like you have a boat and you're in the middle of the sea, in the ocean, and it's like, whoa, and like you're trying to survive, and you're sort of like, you don't know what direction. So you're sort of like eaten by the lions. But if you're starting to get clear on what is actually true for you, you will see that showing up in every area of your life, including your dating life. You will start to like, okay, yes, no, 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 yes, 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 no, no. And you will be so extremely fast that for like a lot of people, I see that with the dating. I have left a lot of people like startled, like, what just happened? She came in and she's gone again. And I'm like, this is fun. Bye.
Well, what I've noticed though in those moments, I think before I used to have a hesitation because like I don't want to hurt their feelings. Like all these, again, these are projections, these are expectations, these are ideas and decisions. But what gift of like showing another possibility when you choose for you.
Yeah.
And having like I could just perceive all these people that you're like, okay, bye. And it's like their reality opens up if they're willing to have it just by
Yes.
you choosing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had it not with like with dating not like so long ago. I had a question in my universe. He had a question in his universe, and and it was about like having more fun. It was about more possibility. And then suddenly, when the transaction was over, it was over. And then when you sort of like hang around, and it's like it's not that fun anymore, and you're like, what you say, you don't want to hurt their feelings, but it's like, and you sort of like, it's sort of like getting a bit dramatic. then it's like, you know, have to be raw and vulnerable. Like, is it time to is now really the time to leave? And it's like, what if that's not like wrong? Like when you look in nature, like you have, I think you definitely have like animals who like are mating for life, But a lot of animals function totally different, and they're like they hang out with each other for a while. They don't do hard feelings. They don't do like, oh my God, you're not looking at me today, so there must be something wrong with me, or like, you know, he's not flirting with me, or she la 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 la. Like, what kind of an animal are you? I guess if I've heard that people ask before. And it's actually a cool one. Like, what kind of an animal are you? Are you the monogamous one, or are you the flirty one, or are you the playful one, or like? And then, yeah, animals don't really have points of view, so I think it's really cool to like look at the animal kingdom and like nature, because they don't really do that stuff where you say like, oh, you don't want to hurt their feelings and this and that.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So really a lot of this conscious dating is getting conscious with what kind of animal are you? What are your secret agendas? What and really like what future would you like? Like there's a lot of beautiful questions throughout this that people can start asking themselves, and then start to get that awareness of the people that they're pulled to play with. Like what is their agenda? What are they actually asking for? What contribution can we be to each other, however that shows up? And
yeah,
this has been such an awesome conversation.
Oh my God, thank you so much for this. I really love this topic.
Me too. We could probably talk about it more.
Yeah. And like
yeah.
this is like a light, like a very light touch. But like if you want, there's like a whole deep dive possible with this. It's a very cool, it's a cool journey. I like this conscious stuff.
Me too. Yeah.
Everything.
So if any of you guys are wanting more with Evie and you're drawn into this conversation or anything else, she talks about a variety of topics. She has so much wealth of knowledge and joy of being. So please check her out. We have all our information in the description. Follow her and get whatever she can contribute to you. Connect with her. Is there anything, before we start playing our game, is there anything else that you want to say?
Well, I would like to say, like, if there's anything that you would like to learn from Cassy, because Cassy has a website and many different things as well. You have, so I don't know how long The Greatest Show has been going on, but there's like a lot of multiple cool episodes on all different topics. So check Cassy out. She's awesome. Greatest Show lady.
Oh, you're the best. I love you so much. This is so fun. We have to have you on again. And I'm really grateful to know you. You're like a true inspiration, and just someone that it's so like lovely to be around. So thank you for being you.
And same. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna end the show with a game, as we always do on The Greatest Show. So the game today is speed dating. So we're gonna date each other. I'm very excited.
We're gonna have questions, hey?
I have questions, yeah. And so if any of you have I've never actually been to a speed dating thing, but I've seen it on TV. I've seen it in movies. It's usually this rapid fire question. And so this is how the game's gonna work. I'm gonna set a timer on my phone for 2 minutes. And so we have a set of questions that are being delivered to us right now from our producer. And so we're gonna get to know each other on a deeper level.
Yeah.
And so the timer goes. Ivy is the guest, so she gets to start first. So
I ask questions first?
I'll start with you are going to answer questions. So I'm going to ask you questions. Yeah.
Dive down, roll down. Let's be vulnerable. Let's be imperfect. Let's be real and imperfect.
I think our producer went easy on us, so our questions are probably light and hopefully kind of juicy. Okay, so I have 2 minutes to ask you as many questions as possible. And if we don't get to all of them, we don't get to all of them. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. And timer is going now. So, Ivy, what would you take with you to a deserted island?
Bubbles? Champagne?
If you had to be someone else for one day, who would you be and why?
Oh, wow. Oh, I have somebody on the door. Enter, please. Sorry. I'm so sorry about this.
It's okay. I'm pausing the timer because I'm getting my date.
Hey, ik ben nog even bezig. Is het goed?
Ja, ik was de code.
Oké. Jan, pak maar. Kun je stellen ze? All right, I'm back.
All right.
Sorry.
It's okay. Resuming. Okay, so if you had to be someone else for a day, who would you be and why?
Oh, that could be like so many different people. Who really inspires me? I guess like one of the people that really inspires me is like, but it's a guy, Dane here. So Dane here.
That would be fun. That would be fun. That's gonna be mine if I get that question. Okay.
There's all these other people that come up as well. So, anyways, but I had to pick one. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, and where time is going. Okay. If you could invite anyone dead or alive to dinner, who would it be?
Oh. Who? I'm so sorry. I'm like the most boring fast dater ever.
No, you just like to take your time. Oh!
Albert Einstein? I like his quotes. Let's have a date with him. But it's like,
Okay.
Yeah, there's like, you ask a question and my head goes like, who to pick, who to pick, who to pick. It's okay, yeah. So I guess like speed dating is not my kind of thing.
Maybe not, but I loved it. I loved your answer. I know the timer went, but I need to ask one more question.
Yeah.
I want to know what your favorite body part in a lover is. I didn't write it; it was here.
The penis. I'm sorry, but there again, it's like there's so many different ones. I like all of it. I don't want to choose one. I like the whole package.
The whole package, the whole body. Okay, your turn.
I'm gonna take mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell me when to start. I'm gonna put the timer on.
Start. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Oh.
Worst speed dating ever.
You know what's really maybe boring? Probably where I live. I love it here, but I would winter in Costa Rica.
Oh yeah. If you won the lottery, how would you spend it?
Shopping spree.
Where? How? Anywhere? Anything?
Maybe like I really want to go to like a Coco Chanel boutique and like have the whole experience. Yeah.
Yeah, love
on
that
my ass list.
experience. What time in history would you have liked to be born in and why?
Ooh, the future.
The future.
Oh, did it say history? Wait,
You know what? This counts. This counts. It's no history for Cassy.
No, we did that.
Been there, done
Moving
that.
on. I want to go like about 2,000 years into the future. Why? Because I have a sense it's going to be really awesome.
Cool. I like that. Cheers to that. What is something you love that everyone else doesn't?
Oh, that's a hard one. What is something that I love that other people don't? I love people. I think most people.
Yeah, I'm like, what a, yeah. That's actually a cool one. Wow, can I ask one more?
Yes.
If you can't sleep in the middle of the night, what do you do?
Oh, well, there's always self-pleasure. That's a good one.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to be in the night.
No. Or I run, there's something in Access called the crazy phrase, and I just go, everything is opposite what it appears to be, nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. And usually like 3 or 4 times that I pass out.
Oh, okay. I like that. That's like a cool one to get the crazy mind going.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was so
so
fun. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this conversation and the games and you.
Yeah. The game was a very pleasant surprise. Speed dating. I think I might just challenge myself to do that. If I can come up with any faster. Cool. So I actually have a date, but it's a female date at the back.
Hi, female date.
So I'm gonna have to attend to my date.
Yeah. Go for your date.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And who knows? Who knows? We'll see each other in the future. Anybody who's like watching, how does it get any better than this?
Yes, but thank you again so much. And thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll see you on the next episode of The Greatest Show. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.